guys, Jackie from the future here. I just want to do a quick little intro to my intro, and I just wanted to talk really quickly that what you're about to see is a vlog that was done 6 months ago of us testing different kinds of colors and color combinations and what to choose for our coloring book that is going to be released in the next few days. So I like to show the process and what I'm thinking and try out the different opinions. So have fun and let me know what you think down below. Hey Greens, me good. We have our very own and first coloring book. Now, by the time you're seeing this, it's already out. But right now, as I love to do, is product testing. So here we have a thicker paper. I can already feel it's heavier. And here we have the thinner paper. So it's gonna depend on what kind of materials we go for, but look at it. It is beautiful. The coloring book, as you can see here, is called Creatures of Darkness. And, well, it's not a book, it's pages. They're separate pages. They're not stuck together, so it's more convenient to actually color them. Sculptures by NerdEcrafter and illustrated by Sara Rose. You will get all of these. Feel free to pause. All of these illustrations are in this amazing kit. So they're basically inspired by my sculptures and come to life by Sara Rose, who draws beautiful, detailed pieces. And one of the things I really wanted to include is watercolors. Now, don't be intimidated because I was intimidated when I bought a set of watercolors by one of my friends, Katvalk. However, when I started playing around with it, I had so much fun, as you could see here. And even as a beginner, it was easy to navigate these specific type of watercolor, which is Viviva. And you can see that it's a sheet of watercolor. So they're portable, easy to put around in your pocket or take out, or even move from one place to another. And we're also going to be including water brushes. So the compartment of the water is going to be in the brush itself, so you have to carry less water around. So in addition to these, I'm going to be also testing some colored pencils, but I'm not going to name the colored pencils. I'm going to call them product A, B, C, D. And I'm gonna get a few of them because some of them are brand names and I don't wanna be swayed by the brand name. I just wanna know how they perform on the actual product and give you grains the best bang for your buck. So this is actually, the color pages may not be. You know what? You'll have details in the description box and the pinned comment, so we'll find out. Let's just go ahead and have fun. Pat's going to be helping me test since we're both beginners and we're making this for beginners, but Sara Rose is an expert, so we're gonna have her input on the side, not in the video, on the side as well, and we'll take it from there. Let's do this journey. All right, so we're gonna start with the colored pencils first. So I'm gonna put these to the side. Pat, are you ready?
Yes.
And Pat also made an observation that there's a difference in the size thickness of the folder. So this here is the thinner paper and this one is the thicker paper. What did you say, Pat?
Looks like size matters. Is bigger better?
I'm gonna guess in this case bigger is better. Now the coloring book itself I'm really excited about because we have 22 original illustrations of my own sculptures turned into actual characters with their own stories. For example, one of my favorites is the steampunk little pony. And there are just some magnificent tiny details a little bit of everywhere. And right now we're really working on getting watercolors, colored pencils, maybe a washi tape, because, you know, you need to keep that paper down, and of course watercolor brushes. So for those of you wondering, we're basically looking on the grip feel, so if it's comfortable to hold, on the color and the pigment, of course, that's very important. This is not in a specific order. And of course the smoothness on paper. Does it go on like butter? Is it scratchy? Because we all know we've been to the dollar store type of pencil, colored pencils, and they're just scratchy and very annoying to use. So we're gonna look on something that's a little bit more on the buttery side, not necessarily waxy, but something fun and glidey, but also beginner friendly because again, we're looking for the biggest bang for your buck. Pat's already on his way. Pat, make bigger swatches, my friend. You're making tiny swatches. Hang on, let me show you. This is not how artists make swatches. Okay, I got you. Make bigger ones, okay?
Okay.
So for example, here's my green. So I'm gonna start off very light. Oh gosh, the pigment on this one is, it's actually really nice. It's much darker. It's quite buttery too. And let me go a little darker here. I'm gonna stress test the actual tip to see if it works. It's a lot smoother off camera. Actually, we're also going to test layering. So I'm going to try layering on different parts. But this one actually looks much better off camera than on camera. We're going to move on to next colors. On to product C, which I have to say I'm a smidgen biased on just because the color matches the actual cover of the coloring book. But let's get the first impression. Oh, okay. I did not expect that. Wow. They are definitely way less scratchy than this one. Even with the stress tests, we still have a little bit of the pigments, but not as much as the previous one. Okay, let's try a little bit later. Okay, so far so good. See, Pat, I see you nodding at the corner of my head.
Mm-hmm. No, they're nice. I
like
the
that?
color. They're very smooth also.
They're very smooth. I did not expect that. All right, let's keep going. So I would say for me, product C was definitely easier to make lighter colors for. The pigments had a little bit more variation to them depending on how hard I pressed. Of course, I need to fill in a little bit more gaps, but I absolutely love this one compared to B, but A is still really good. So at some point, Pat recommended that we do test the two colors one against the other side by side. But I'm curious also how well they layer, because that's another component we didn't add to the paper, but I'm really curious. I know some of you are probably screaming at me through the screen on how to properly layer, but as a beginner, if I wanted to have a variation of colors, this one is still working good. They're not repelling each other. It's still there. But again, this is a little bit more waxy compared to the first one, but I really like this one. Pat?
Yeah, same. I really like this product too. Really nice also in the hands. But I would be curious to check it next to A.
Yeah, we're going to have to do try to test them next to each other side by side to have a proper feel.
Like one after the other, because what's it called? Since we both didn't like product B.
Yeah, I think product B is out of the game. 100
so
for
too.
me, like 100%. This one is a no.
Yeah, I agree. For me too, compared, especially right away after A, and now going back to C, for me B is it's just out of.
It just feels like trash. It does. But for now, these two are good. Let's go on with product D.
You're out of order.
You know, I started recording. Here's a full interaction with me and Pat. Alright. Here is product D. And, oh, butter. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. The pigment's really strong on this one. So this is me barely pressing, and now here me actually pressing. This is very buttery. We're still getting a lot of that little powder thing, but I think that's going to be with anything that we're basically shaving it off on the paper. But this is butter. So product D is actually pretty smooth. It has a little bit of the pieces that come off, but it's not as bad as product B. I don't think anything is as bad as product B, but I actually really enjoyed these. They were super smooth. And let's do a quick layering test. So here I have a red. We're just gonna go right on top, and it's a little choppy. Doesn't show as well on camera, but there's a little bit of a streak over here, but it does layer. Not too bad. It was probably a Sharpie part from the actual pencil, but it layers totally fine. Okay, now we're actually gonna do final tests. So here's our color face-off. It's so funny because as we were going and putting the colors together, by the way, this is me layering a little bit more to check, but as we were doing it, and we loved, product D, this here showed us that we both eliminated product D, right?
Yeah.
And then for me, product C was great because it has the pigments with the less shininess that product A had, but product A was great too. But for me, this came in first place, this came in second, and then for Pat,
I preferred actually product A. I like the color, and the tip is a bit more smooth in this one, so I have to press less hard to get the colors in. So I find the colors is more uniform, I guess.
They're so good. They're so close. For Pat, this was 100 and this was 95. This was 85. Quantifies pretty well. Now the next thing is we're actually going to have to test the compatibility with watercolor. Mm-hmm. So these are two winners. Now let's see how they hold up against watercolor.
Yeah, I think that's the last two products. I think we can really, we both removed C right away, B right away.
Yeah.
And D after the last test is fully removed.
Exactly. So let's keep going. Actually, if you want to know the name, product A is Brinziel, which, again, beautiful colors. Product B, we have the creative color. Product C actually doesn't have a name because it is a company that allows me to customize entirely. So let's just call it product C for now because it's going to be the Creatures of Darkness set. And product B that I fell in love with, but is not good for the kit, is Faber-Castell, unfortunately. But yeah, great colors. Just, it was just very, very expensive to have to customize it, unfortunately. And now for the heart and soul, which I honestly am leaning towards just these ones. It's the watercolors. And I absolutely love the pigments and the color variations. I know many of you grains have your own colored pencils, so for me, these are my babies. I love these so much. And Pat, this is your first time using them.
I love these.
Right?
They're so nice.
Would you... I would just color with this on its own, personally, because I feel like they offer so much. Pat?
Yeah, I think so too. Especially you can get so many different gradients of shade just with one color.
Yeah, so I feel like colored pencils have been done, but oh my god, these are beautiful. Look at the pigments. Look at it. It's smooth like butter. Compared, I'm raving about these. Like compared to a colored pencil, it's very streaky, right? Depending on the brand, but this is butter. You can get a deep, beautiful, and even different gradient. But anyways, we have to choose 16 different colors, and there's a lot to choose from, and metallics. Holy shrimp. So we're gonna show you grains what we end up choosing as preliminaries. You excited for this, Pat?
Yes.
When I tell you, grains, I am in love with these watercolors. She giveth a lot. It's so hard to choose. And we've only what, selected 7?
7 so far. We have 11 to go.
We have 11 to go. Oh my god. I need to keep some space also for some of the metallic ones. But holy shrimp. Look at that. Look at this. I love this one here. Peacock Blue does giveth. This, we're not removing this from the list, that's for sure. But oh my god. And so this here is basically the Creature of Darkness set. Of course, Sarah and I are going to have a chat about which direction we should head, but I feel like this is a pretty good combination of different reds and yellows and greens. We especially took more greens, specifically because there's a lot of foliage. This one looks way darker on camera, but it's actually very purple. On camera, it looks really blue, but it's very, very purple. And I did a combination of different purple, well, blues and reds, and we got some really nice purples out of them. So this is one of the purples that we got, and then something a little bit more wine-ish color. So yeah, we can definitely do mixy and matchy. And so here you have it, the entire swatching of the different colors. I am so proud of the color selection. Now, the next video is going to be an actual reveal of all the actual items that are in the kit, which I've just received now. So it's going to be the next video, which I think I will be releasing on Thursday. I'm not sure of the dates. But yeah, stay tuned to see what exactly is going to be in that kit. If you want to watch a previous video, make sure you check up here. If you want to watch something else on the main channel, make sure you check over here. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.